She vanished after graduation. We all have that one person who defines a season of our lives. The friend who makes laughter easier, silence comfortable, and every day feel like something worth remembering. For me, that person was Ada. We met on a cloudy Monday morning in our first year at university. I remember it vividly, the smell of wet earth, the chatter of new students finding their seats, and my nervous heart beating too fast. Then she walked in, confident yet calm, with eyes that carried both strength and sadness. She sat next to me, smiled, and said, "You look like you hate first days." That was the start of everything. From that moment, Ada and I became inseparable. We studied together, failed tests together, cried together, and laughed until our stomachs hurt. She was different, not just intelligent but deeply curious about life. She loved mysteries, sunsets, and old books. Sometimes she'd say things that sounded like secrets. You know, not everyone is who they pretend to be. I'd laugh it off, thinking she was just being poetic. I wish I had paid more attention. By our final year, we were practically sisters. Everyone knew about Faith and Ada. We were that pair who finished each other's sentences and could sense each other's moods without a word. We had dreams, open a small cafe together after graduation, travel, start a brand, live life fully. Then came graduation day. The sky was bright, the air filled with laughter, and everyone was making promises they'd soon forget. Ada and I took one last selfie under the mango tree behind the hostel, our favorite place. She hugged me tight and whispered, "If anything ever happens, just remember, I kept my promise." I pulled back, confused. "What do you mean?" I asked. She smiled faintly and said, "You'll understand later." That was the last time I saw her. At first, I thought she'd gone home to visit her parents. Her phone was switched off, but that wasn't unusual. Ada loved taking digital breaks. Days passed. Then weeks. Her number still didn't connect. I started to worry. I messaged her friends, no one had seen her. Her hostel room was cleared out. Even her social media pages had been deleted. She was gone, like she had never existed. Months later, rumors began to spread. Some said she traveled abroad. Others whispered she ran away after a family scandal. A few claimed she died. But no one could prove anything. It became an unspoken rule, you didn't mention Ada around me. People thought I was obsessed, but how could I not be? She was my best friend. My sister. How does someone vanish so completely without a trace? I started visiting the mango tree every evening. I'd sit there with her old scarf, the one she left in my bag on graduation day, and talk like she could hear me. Sometimes, I'd feel the wind shift suddenly, like she was there. Watching. Listening. But saying nothing. One night, about a year later, I got a call. It was from a strange number. When I answered, no one spoke. I could hear soft breathing on the other end, then a faint whisper. "Faith, stop looking for me." My heart froze. "Ada." I screamed. The line went dead. I tried calling back, but the number didn't exist. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every sound felt like a sign. Every shadow on my wall looked like her silhouette. The next morning, I went back to campus to ask questions. I visited her department, her former hostel, even the security office. No records. No forwarding address. No clue. Then I met someone, a cleaner who worked in our hostel back then. When I mentioned Ada, the woman froze. "You mean that girl?" she asked. "Yes," I said eagerly. "Do you know her?" She nodded slowly. I saw her that morning after graduation. She wasn't with anyone. She looked scared. She gave me an envelope and said, "If anything happens to me, give this to Faith." But before I could, she disappeared. My heart raced. "Where's the envelope now?" The woman frowned. "I kept it, but I lost it when I moved." I felt something break inside me. Years passed. I graduated, moved to another city, got a job, and try to build a life. But Ada never left my mind. Every time I saw two friends laughing together, it reminded me of what I lost. Every time I heard someone say, best friend, it hurt. One rainy evening, I received a package at my doorstep. No name, no sender, just my name written in Ada's handwriting. Inside was her old necklace, the one she wore every single day, and a small folded note. It said, some dreams are meant to die quietly. But you must live, Faith. Don't look for me. Remember me in light, not in questions. I broke down. But something in the letter didn't feel right, the handwriting was shaky, uneven. Almost forced. I took the note to a handwriting analyst friend who confirmed my fear. It's a handwriting, but it looks like she was scared when she wrote this, he said. Scared of what? I whispered. No answer. 2 weeks later, I got another anonymous message. It read, you don't stop looking for someone like her. But be careful. Some truths don't want to be found. At that point, I knew this was no longer about friendship, it was a mystery. And I was standing in the middle of it. I returned to our university, determined to find closure. The campus was different, new buildings, new faces, but the mango tree was still there. I sat under it, just like old times, and for the first time in years, I spoke aloud. Ada, if you're out there, give me a sign. The wind blew softly. Then a piece of paper fluttered down from the tree. I picked it up, it was torn from an old notebook. On it were faint words, barely visible. Look beneath the roots. My hands trembled as I dug beneath the tree's roots. There, wrapped in a piece of old cloth, was a small sketchbook, Ada's sketchbook. Inside were drawings of us, laughing, crying, studying, but on the last page was something chilling. A sketch of a girl standing alone at the edge of a forest. With the words, she disappeared here. The forest was real, a small one just behind the campus, near the old dumps. I went there the next day. Every step I took felt heavier, like the trees themselves were watching me. Then I found it, a broken pendant, half buried in the dirt. Ada's pendant. I knelt down and whispered, Ada, are you here? The wind howled through the trees. And for a brief moment, I heard it, her voice, faint and distant. Thank you for remembering me. Tears rolled down my face. And for the first time, I felt peace. Maybe Ada didn't vanish. Maybe she just went somewhere peace found her first. Maybe the mystery wasn't about finding her, but learning to let her go. Because some friendships aren't meant to last a lifetime. They are meant to change you forever. And even though she's gone, a part of her still lives wherever the wind moves through the mango tree. They promised to stay friends forever, but forever ended too soon. And sometimes, the scariest ghost isn't one that haunts your house, but the one that haunts your memories. Like, share, comment, and subscribe for more stories.